Yep, that happened. Maple Leafs lose Game 1 of the 82 regular game season by a score of 4-3 tonight in Montreal against the Montreal Canadiens. And let's be clear, let's get this right out of the way. Montreal was the better team. They deserved the win. Toronto was sloppy, way too many turnovers. And, you know, if you turn the puck over consistently and you're losing the battles in the corners and just the general puck battles in general, you're going to have a bad time. There were some positives, however, to take away from it, and we'll recap the game and then kind of just give my overall thoughts. But it starts in the first period. Michael Bunting gets on board in the 11-minute, 41-second mark with a nice slick pass from Mitch Marner and TJ Brodie, and it's 1-0. Beauty play, love it. You know, the first line had been buzzing, and it was great to see them finally get on the board with a beautiful pass. I expect a big year out of Mitch Marner. He had, I think it was like 97 points last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But you know, he's expected to have a big year, hopefully a 100-plus point season. And Michael Bunting, what can you say about him? You know, he's basically a little pest at times and gets under people's skin, but just enough that, you know, that he can still get in front of the dirty areas of the net and, you know, basically get some goals there as well. I expect maybe like another 20-goal season maybe from him, but fantastic goal, great way to start the game. So it's 1-0 after one. I think the shots were 8-8 at that point and looking pretty good. Matt Murray had made some good saves, but definitely sloppy from both sides. Montreal wasn't playing very well. Toronto was also not playing very well, and that instantly set the tone right away in the second period as Cole Caulfield gets his first from Nick Suzuki and David Savard at 33 seconds into the second period, and it's 1-1. Just like that, any momentum Toronto had was gone. The crowd's in the game, and you could tell that the second period was definitely going to be a slop fest for both teams. Toronto would respond at the 9-minute and 6-second mark. Dennis Melgen, first goal as a Toronto Maple Leaf, assisted by John Tavares and William Nylander, and it made it 2-1. And, you know, again, Toronto trying to sustain that momentum. They had taken some sloppy penalties in the first period. I think Montreal was 0 for 3 in the first period. Toronto finished the night overall 0 for 4, I believe it was, in the power play department, and Montreal also 0 for 4, so even penalties for a piece there. Cole Caulfield would get his second of the night at 15:56 to make it 2-2 after 2. Now, the Cole Caulfield goals, let's talk about the first goal. First off, the first Cole Caulfield goal was a 2-on-1. I mean, what's Matt Murray supposed to do? He's trying to honor the shooter, right? He's kind of squaring away, but he also has to, the passer, but he also has to respect Cole Caulfield and his ability to take a snipe. And earlier, I think it was in the first period, if I'm not mistaken, Cole Caulfield had a beautiful chance to score, missed. He's not going to miss too many of those. So, you know, again, I feel for Matt Murray, kind of left out to dry, didn't have a chance on the 2-1. The second Caulfield goal was a turnover, and this was back-to-back turnovers. First goal, turnover, 2-on-1 goal. Second goal that Montreal scored, it's in the offensive zone. Toronto has a hard time keeping it in. I think the puck bounced over Matthews' stick, or Matthews fell down, whatever. He's not able to maintain. So now you're down short a guy. I think Riley had pinched on that play as well, leaving, you know, basically one defenseman back. Or that might have been on the 2-on-1 goal. But either way, Caulfield with another snipe over the glove. You know that's one that Matt Murray would love to have back. I don't really want to put the blame on Matt Murray on that one, but at the same time, his team wasn't exactly helping him. So it's 2-2 after 2. Fine, whatever. Then the third period kind of comes and goes, and it's just back and forth. Guys trading chances, sloppy turnovers by both teams, couple of saves here and there. But it was finally Sean Monahan who broke the tie at 17:30 of the third period, assisted by Jordan Harris and Kirby Dach, and that made it a 3-2 game. And you're thinking 2.5 minutes to go, Montreal's got this locked down. You know, you could see the frustration on Toronto, you could see the frustration on Keefe. It was just a sloppy night by the entire team. You know, again, they weren't really winning much in the faceoff department. They weren't generating a whole lot of offense off the rush. You know, just sloppy play. And for a team that talked about how they were going to be prepared and how things were going to be different and how they've gone through this process, and it wasn't there. Clearly was a sloppy night all around, not their best effort.
Hurry up and lose so we can get out of here!
Why do you hate the isotopes so much, Dad?
Because I loved them once and they broke my heart. Let that be a lesson to you, sweetie. Never love anything.
But finally, William Nylander did get a goal. He had looked really good in the preseason, and he tied the game not about a minute and some, or not actually less than a minute later. It was actually 40 seconds later, William Nylander from John Tavares, his second assist of the game, and from Morgan Riley scores his first of the season, make it 3-3 on a beautiful backhander. And I was thinking, okay, this is going to go overtime, and the way that the game was going, flip a coin, take your pick, both teams being sloppy. It's just, it had overtime over it. It had really good dramatic. The crowd was really into it. Crowd was really good. It was honestly, despite the sloppiness, great for fans, but, one of those games that just drives coaches nuts. And then another mistake, because of course, late in the third period, and I mean really late, with like seconds to spare, the Montreal Canadiens are hamming the Leafs in their zone, and they're trying to get it out, and, I think Muzzin might have been on there for a really long shift. He was paired with Hall tonight. I don't really like that pairing. Let me just say that right off the bat. But Muzzin, the puck comes towards Muzzin. I think it bounces off of him, or he blocked it or something. I can't remember. All he has to do, he could ice the puck. He could just bang it off the boards. He can flick it down the ice, whatever. He sends it up the middle. Like, what are you doing?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And of course, Nick Suzuki's like, well, thank you very much, and sends it off to Josh Anderson. Boom, bing, bang, it's in the back of the net. And with literally 19 seconds to spare at 19:41 of the third period, it's now 4-3 Montreal. Are you frickin' kidding me? And unfortunately, that's all she wrote. At that point, the Leafs, called a timeout, but there was only 19 seconds left. They tried to dial up a play. Doesn't really matter. Game over. Toronto loses 4-3. In a game that they really didn't deserve to win. They were not playing very well at all. They were really sloppy. Despite outshooting Montreal, I mean, they 5-on-5 for the, at a lot of times they did generate a lot of play. Outshooting Montreal 32-23. Both teams, again, 0-for-4 on the power play. 19 hits each. The block shots, so Montreal was blocking everything. They literally they were getting in lanes. They were, interrupting the passes, blocking shots, basically took the lead in block shots 23-15, but they forced 23 turnovers. That right there is the TSN turning point. You can't turn the puck over, and it was just sloppy play. It's frustrating, because this is a team that they talked about it in preseason. They talked about it in training camp. They talked about how they're, they were going to be different, and we've been through this before, and guys know what's at stake, and just to have an effort like that and literally let out a wet fart, and I get it. It's just one game, so everyone just relax, just chill. Back at it tomorrow against the Washington Capitals, who also lost tonight, by the way. They lost 5-2 to the Boston Bruins, so they're going to be just as hard as Toronto on a back-to-back. But overall, the game was just sloppy. Sheldon Keefe basically went on to say it was early season sloppiness. I don't expect that. For everything our team has been through together, it's unacceptable. We have to be way more responsible. Careless. I expect more, our group should expect more, not good enough, deserve to lose. And when asked about Matt Murray, basically said, I thought our guys hung him out to dry. And I honestly couldn't agree more. Overall, was it Matt Murray's best game? No. Looked a lot better in the preseason, but, it's only game one, and I feel like he's going to get a little bit better. I feel like the team's going to play better. Tomorrow, against the Capitals at home with the crowd, they're going to have a lot more energy, a little bit more better. Now, we'll see how much is left in the gas tank, because they are playing I think it's like 4 games in 6 nights. They're playing tomorrow night. They are off Friday, playing Saturday, off Sunday. I think they play Monday or Tuesday or whatever. So there's a lot of hockey, but I expect a better effort tomorrow night at home at Scotiabank Arena against the Washington Capitals. Ilya Samsonov is going to get the start, and then I believe Matt Murray will probably get the nod. I would be shocked if he didn't in the redemption game against his team, the Ottawa Senators, a game in which I will be at. So if you're at Scotiabank Arena, let me know, and maybe we'll meet up during the intermission or something. But that'll be a lot of fun. Overall tonight, sloppiness. That's basically the word of the day, sloppiness. Sloppy on the power play, sloppy on the turnovers, sloppy on defense. Just not a good night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or if you're a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if you're the Montreal Canadiens, hey, tip your cap. They deserve the win, and the Leafs got what they got what they deserved. In terms of positives, obviously, I did like the play of William Nylander tonight. I thought he had some good chances, and he was buzzing around the net. Finally got one. Nice to see. I thought Dennis Mulligan despite some kind of poor play at times, was pretty good. Again, happy for Michael Bunting getting his first goal, but turnovers killed the Leafs. You know, Marner turns the puck over, Caulfield, goal. Muzzin turns the puck over, goal. So, anyway, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I will see you guys in the next review of the next game. If you want to join me, I do live reactions of the games on Twitch. Obviously, for reasons I can't stream the game, but I'm watching the game and interacting. So join the interactive chat. And then the next game tomorrow night, and we'll love to have you. Feel free to like, subscribe if you like this video, and let me know what you thought about the game, what you like, what you didn't like, and hopefully we'll have a better effort next game. As always, keep your sticks on the ice, and go Leafs go!